I'm having an iced coffee. Hi friends, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new. My name's Dalia, and today we are back on my Spring Island honey oats doing another speed build, and I'm extremely excited for it. So let's leave Pearl to her yoga stretches and head off to the area where we're going to be decorating for today. So we're going to be decorating right off the right side of my plaza. And yeah, if you can tell by the title of the video, we are making another villager's home. Today we're going to be decorating Dizzy's house, and we're going to be making him his own little like breakfast cafe. So I hope that you guys enjoyed today's video. If you do, feel free to leave a like, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you would like to see more videos from me. Okay, anyways, get yourself comfortable, get yourself a snack and a drink. Like I said, I am drinking an iced coffee because it's really hot here today. And yeah, let's get started with today's video. So once again, unfortunately, we are beginning the video with some terraforming. Luckily, compared to some of my other videos lately, this is not a lot of terraforming, which I'm really grateful for, because if you've seen my last few videos, you would know that a huge chunk of the videos have literally just been terraforming, especially my last video where we built Blather's tent area, which if you haven't seen already, I will leave it linked in my card as well as in my description. But basically, I'm tired of terraforming for a little bit. I just want to decorate and have fun with like decorating with furniture and stuff. But unfortunately, before we can do that, we do have to build up some cliffs. Because, and originally I wasn't even going to build up cliffs basically at all, but because I did promise myself that I was going to be including waterscaping in all of my videos and all of the builds on this island, even in some small capacity, I did have to build up the cliffs around Dizzy's house in order to incorporate a river, which will be going basically right beside his house. It was originally not going to be like directly beside the villager's home, but just the way that the waterscaping and everything just kind of worked out, it made the most sense. But I do make a little river, which is why we're also going to be building a bridge that is basically just right off the plaza. I always love including like little water, like rivers or something, or a stream right next to the plaza area, and then a bridge. And I've only used, I think, one bridge on my island so far, so I'm itching to use more. So yeah, it's not a ton of terraforming today, which I'm very thankful for, but I did have to build up the cliffs a little bit. We also don't even really decorate the cliff areas that much because I don't quite know how I'm going to be decorating those areas yet, so I didn't want to get too ahead of myself. So I do put a couple of like trees and things, which you will see later, but overall I do keep the build primarily on the first level of the island, which is the whole point of today's video. I always make my builds small and then they end up bigger than I originally wanted. So we're moved on to building the waterscaping portion of the video, and like I said, my goal for this island is to make sure I incorporate one little water fixture in each of my builds, because on my previous island, which was a farm core autumn island, I basically had no water terraforming. Like, I looked at my map as I was finishing the island and then realized I basically hadn't included almost any water terraforming, and then in my last like 2 or 3 builds, I just quickly incorporated them to the best of my ability. There was like 2 or 3 like little streams that basically led to nowhere. So it wasn't very natural. So for this island, I'm trying to incorporate as much water fixtures as I can and to make the flow of them flow together well, so that it looks a lot more natural, because this is a very natural island with lots of trees and flowers and all the abundance of nature that you can think of. I do abruptly cut off the river in this video because I didn't want to make the water terraforming too big in this build, but it will obviously be continued. I'm not just going to cut the river off where I do in this build and leave it as is. It will eventually be actually connected to my river mouth, which is actually directly below this area. If you just basically go straight down, it's almost directly below it. So eventually it will be connected between them. And because I'm including Dizzy's house in this video, I'm also going to be including a couple of more villagers' homes in this general area. It's not going to be quite so a neighborhood, but because I want a couple of villagers to have like little builds attached to their homes, Dizzy's being a like kind of like a breakfast cafe, a breakfast restaurant. I want a couple of villagers to have similar builds on my island, so that's where these villagers' homes are going to be placed eventually. So I quickly just went and grabbed the bridge. I decided to go with the suspension bridge. Let me know if you think I maybe should have gone with the wooden bridge instead, the one that's straight and not the one that doesn't dip. I really like the suspension bridge, but I want to use more than just this one on the island, so let me know if you think I maybe should change the bridge up, because I absolutely can. I do like the way that this bridge looks, but of course, you know, I'm always open to suggestions, and I definitely could see myself changing it to another one. Anyway, quickly building up the cliffs that are directly behind Dizzy's house, and then later I do include an incline here. The incline doesn't go anywhere today. I do have this tendency to basically just create areas in these builds that lead to nowhere, but it gives me a good idea of like where I plan on building next, because I really don't plan my builds out that far in advance, other than going, oh, I would love to make this villager's house a cafe like I'm doing today. I then quickly went over to resident services and customized Dizzy's home. I went with this white and blue idea because I end up using the storefronts as my like build part of the building that we're going to be making for his cafe. And then I started placing down pathing, the best part of this whole build, of course. So I started placing down this white deck. I originally did not have this design saved prior to this video, but I needed something that worked better with the build than darker, more brown wooden planks that I have already saved. So I really like this one, and honestly it's only 3 tiles, so I still have a couple of like available slots left in my design portal to still download a few like later on. But this one's quite cute, and I can definitely see myself using this in a bunch of builds on the island, which is the main reason I decided to download it. If I did not think I would be able to use it in several builds, I would not have downloaded it. So it's definitely going to be utilized, especially considering a lot of my furniture elements and items that I'm using on this island are a lighter wood. It just makes the most sense, and it'll definitely go with any future build I decide to incorporate like a little deck area like this for. So I'm just quickly placing down the pathing that I've used on this island since the beginning. It's this amazing dirt path. If you haven't seen it, it's created by Boyce Crossing, who is here on YouTube, but also has a Twitter and an Instagram. I will leave their social media listed down below. And I know I did say this in my previous decorating video that I was going to be releasing my designs video, but I still hadn't fully downloaded all the designs I wanted yet. Basically I'm finished now, so hopefully it will be up this week, and I apologize for the delay on that if you were interested in seeing all the designs I've used on this island so far. But yeah, it just took me a little while to gather the ones that I was looking for, and yeah, we're good to go now. So now we're building the actual restaurant or cafe portion of the video. I wanted there to be a kitchen included. It wasn't just going to be an area with tables and chairs, so I do actually have what looks like an actual cafe with a open kitchen included. And this is basically just like a little breakfast or like a brunch area. I'm not quite sure what to call this, but you can just buy breakfast and brunch foods here. So, and I thought Dizzy, because he's a lazy villager and he loves like food and everything, that it would suit him very well. And it's just really cute. I love the concept, and I'm really happy I chose him as the villager for it. It was between him and Marshall, and I ultimately decided to go with him. But yeah, no, I'm really happy with it. And I love the use of different furniture items and furniture sets and builds. So I tried to use a variety of different furniture in this build to kind of make it like a little unique and not also one-dimensional. And I made sure to keep the color scheme very consistent, as you can see by the blues and the whites and the lighter wood. But I'm really happy with the way that this whole area turned out. I think it's just so cute, and with all the new furniture items that we got from the 2.0 update, which is crazy to think it's not really new anymore, because we've had this update for like 7 or 8 months now almost. I haven't had a lot of time to really utilize all the food items other than in small little bits. So to actually make like a full restaurant almost, using especially all the breakfast foods like the pancakes and the crepes and everything, they're so cute, and I'm so happy I finally got a chance to decorate with them. I also had to switch out the espresso maker there, and then also include the stand mixer because I wanted more elements of blue. As you can see, the espresso machine is more like a green teal color, but it's still close enough that I'm counting it. Because if you know and have seen any of my previous videos for this island, there's not a lot of blue items that are great with to decorate with. Like, I've definitely found a bunch that I've enjoyed decorating with so far, but they are few and far in between. So I've been definitely using a lot more like yellow and green items, so to incorporate like blue and a pop of color wherever I can. I'm definitely trying to, because this color scheme for this island is the colors I just mentioned, which are blue, green, yellow, and white. See how close we are to the edge of my island? I did not realize that when I was building. I'm like, oh my god. Like, I even stopped as I was terraforming and went, how am I already this far over? But then I realized that there's still a huge chunk on the left side of my island I haven't decorated with, and then a huge chunk on the right, like below and above this area that I haven't decorated with. It just seemed like the build was getting bigger and bigger as I was decorating. As you can see, I keep adding more and more cliffs because this is where I decided to include the incline. I ended up going with the white incline, like the white wooden one. I actually thought that we had a white incline that was kind of like the wooden log staircase, but we don't. I really wish that there was a version of this incline that had steps instead of one that went straight down, but it still looks really good, and it's another pop of white, which, you know, I desperately need on this island. I'm trying to just keep the island colors incorporated as best that I can, and I really like the way that the incline looks directly next to the cafe area. I then quickly just expanded the dirt pathing and then decided to switch it up and use these little wooden plank paths instead, because I'm only using basically one actual full path on this island. I like to mix it up by including some like little wooden planks like you saw there. You can also use like stone steps, but I decided to stick with like the wooden, more natural theme. I then quickly threw down these garden steps that are a part of the custom designs that I've had downloaded from Boys Crossing, and it's a great way to like kind of break up the path without it looking too deliberate. Like, I really love those garden steps, and you can use it as its own like actual deck, or you can just like throw it in with the actual dirt path, and it just looks really, really good. So I quickly just ran around and placed some trees. There's not a lot of trees in this build compared to some of my other builds so far, especially the Blathers build. If you saw the last video, you would have seen me slowly go crazy with the cliff trees I had to build. But I wanted there to just be a few. For this one, I didn't want to take away from the area next to Dizzy's house, so that's like the main focus. And then I'm just creating a little transition area directly next to the incline that's behind my plaza. I just decided to go with like a little garden area. I don't know, you know, it's like a filler space, So nothing better to decorate a filler space with than some barrels, a garden faucet, the stack bags. It makes me realize just how much I rely on the 2.0 items now. They've just become so vital for me for decorating. Like, if it wasn't for the fact that we got these items in the update, like, I don't know where we'd be. Like, there's so many amazing items that came from the 2.0 update that I'm still like so excited to decorate with. I don't know, there's just something so amazing, and it's really sad to know that we won't get any further big updates like this anymore. So I'm just trying to embrace the 2.0 update for as much as I can and decorate areas, utilizing as many of the 2.0 items that I possibly can. There's Twiggy. Sorry to completely cut in the middle of my talking, but if you guys saw my last villager hunt, I did like a 20 ticket challenge, which was originally only supposed to be a 10 ticket challenge, and we found Twiggy and took her home. And I actually love her so much. She's so sweet. And she actually does fit the island's like color scheme. I'm mainly going with like white and blue villagers, but she's a yellow villager, so she still technically does fit the theme of like the color scheme of the island. So honestly, if I fall in love with her, I might keep her. She's really sweet and she's really cute, and I really like her a lot. So who knows? You guys let me know if you think I should keep Twiggy. I love her a lot. I still haven't fully finalized my list of villagers for this island, so she could be a possible stay. So at this point, I'm just filling in the spaces, throwing down custom designs, placing a few additional furniture items, and really just trying to fill in the space as much as possible. Wheat fields have literally become my savior, especially for this island. The amount of wheat fields I've used on this island so far is disgusting, but I love the wheat fields so much, and I am using them in all 3 color variations, which I think just makes it look even more natural and realistic. Yeah, and then there I threw a little pumpkin farm down just because I needed to fill a space in, and I think using like little farms or gardens as filler spaces, especially for this island, is going to be like such a huge help for me. I made that terraforming video for the transition area a couple of videos ago, and I made a little farm area there too, and I think I've made like 2 other farm areas on this island so far. They're not big, like you can make the farm areas as big as you want, but like just throwing down a small patch of dirt and then planting a couple of produce, whether it be just like one type of vegetable or like a variety, like really just adds a lot to the area. And I don't know, I think it just looks really cute, and it's a great way to fill in the space. And once again, it's like the 2.0 items and like everything that we got from the 2.0 update. Like, ugh, gosh, I wish that we got more. Like, I wanted fruits, like I wanted like watermelons and strawberries, and like there's so much more that we could have gotten, and I know that we're most likely going to be getting a new Animal Crossing game in the next few years. But there was so much more potential and so much more they could have added to this game. It's really sad to think we're not going to get any more updates like we got with the 2.0. But yeah, you know, just sad thinking about that. So back to the actual build. I originally placed a garden bench here, but then decided to place a picnic area instead. Once again, picnic areas are a huge feature on this island. I've created probably at least 1 or 2 in every one of my builds so far. And once again, because of the 2.0 items, there's just so many furniture items that you can decorate with, and so many small little furniture items and like miscellaneous ones that you can throw down in a build like this, and it would look extremely cute. So yeah, I'm like trying to utilize and create like different forms of picnic areas that I didn't make pre 2.0. And I really didn't have any picnic areas on my last island, so I'm really trying to utilize that as much as possible. So I was almost finished with the build. I'm placing down some green leaf piles, which I honest to God almost forgot to include in this video, which if you know me, you know how much I love leaf piles, and the fact that I almost forgot is like shocking. But after this, I do quickly just decorate the cliffs in a few additional areas off camera. But we are basically finished with the build. So alright, we are officially finished with the build. I just quickly time traveled to grow everything in that needed to be grown in. And I also set the time to around like 6:20, which I think is going to be my dream address time. I just love the way the lighting looks with the sky and everything. I think it fits my theme so perfectly. So without further ado, let's go check out the finished build. Alright, that is everything for today's video. I really hope that you guys enjoyed. I'm so happy with the way that this build turned out, and honestly even happier that I managed to get Dizzy in those ending little clips. I think he looks so cute in the area. So if you guys enjoyed today's video, don't forget to leave a like as well as subscribe to the channel so that you can join our little community that we're growing here on YouTube. I hope you guys all have an absolutely wonderful day, and I will see you all in my next video. Bye!